Hey house guests, welcome to today's BB20 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Haley Milne. Haley, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. We think you're awesome. So if you guys want to be house guests today like Haley, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Let's just dive right in, you guys, because we got a lot to talk about. Yesterday, Catelynn and Tylee were chatting in the backyard, and we saw the other day Catelynn was just badgering Fessy non-stop about using the veto on her. So here she is talking to Tyler. This is the next day. This is Sunday. And she's like, I had to go to the DR at 4:45 a.m. and when I came out, Haley and Fessy were still awake talking to each other. She's not happy about that. So she's like, I've decided that I have so much faith in myself and I don't need a man to save me. So she says she's not going to push Fessy anymore. She doesn't want to annoy him. And she said he knows the facts. If he does not use the power of veto on her, she is more likely to go home. She thinks that if he were to save her, Haley would have a much better chance of staying. So Tyler's like, all right, well, if you stay, at least you know now who really has your back. So Tyler knows, obviously, that Sam's power is going to come into play automatically this week. So there's a really good chance that nobody's going to go home. So he's making sure he's setting her up so that she's going to be 100% loyal to him now. So he lets her know, wasn't so smart for you to jump back over to the to your old side after you took out their leader. And Catelyn's like, I didn't. And he's like, yeah, you did. And I'm like, yeah, you did. She was definitely trying to get back in with her old crew. So Tyler's like, yeah, they were just using you for another number. And now, you know, whoever you're going to be up against is going to campaign against you. You're going to see they're not as close with you as you thought they were. Well, yeah, they're going to campaign against her. Duh, they want to stay too. But I think he means like it'll be dirty campaigning and it won't just be saying things about why you should stay. It's going to be like they're going to attack her. So anyway, Catelynn is then like, Tyler, you need to talk to Fessy. You need to tell him that if he wants to save both of us, me and Haley, like he's saying, then he's going to have to use the power of veto on me. Because if he doesn't save me, I'm going home. Haley would have enough votes to stay if she stays up on the block. Where are you going? So, anyway, so much for not needing a man, right? Okay, so Tyler's like, yes, I will talk to Fessy, but I'm not really going to push it. If Fessy's not receptive to it, I don't want to overdo it. But he's telling her, even if you're still up on the block, it's not over until it's over. And he knows, even if she's evicted, it's not over until it's over. All right, so then Bailey went up to the HOH room to chat with Sam. Dang, she slept until like 1 p.m. yesterday. I think Haley and Rockstar did also. I thought they had a rule like you had to be awake between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. But I guess after the first few weeks that rule just goes out the door. So Sam is asking her if she's feeling better now because she was really upset the night before. She was crying a lot. So Bailey's like, yeah, I feel a lot better. My eyes have really been opened to certain things in this house. Like, no one even wondered where I was this morning when I was freaking sleeping all day. You know, nobody came to check on her. So they agree. They're going to look out for each other in the mornings. They're going to be like, where's Bailey? Where's Sam? They're going to share a cup of coffee together. And Sam also lets her know, you will not be the replacement nominee this week if Fessy decides to use the veto. So that's like the golden words that Bailey was looking for. And a lot of people have been thinking that Bailey's emotional, like I guess you could call it breakdown, was really just her playing at Sam's emotions and trying to make sure she wasn't going to be the replacement nominee. So it worked. I don't think she was going to be anyway, but yeah. So Bailey says that she feels really confident in their relationship. Cool. Okay, so then yesterday, the new round of have-nots began. It was up to Sam to decide, but like, let's be real, 4 people volunteered. So this week, the volunteers were Rachel, Casey, Bailey, and Scotty. Can we just bring back some food comps every once in a while? Everyone misses them! Okay, so then Rockstar went up to the HOH room to talk to Sam. And she's like, okay, Sam, I want you to know, yes, I am in a calm place about going home whenever, but if the veto is used, I would like to stay this week. I don't want to go up on the block. So Sam is like, yeah, I know at this point everybody wants to stay. And I'm sure Rockstar was thinking like, and you're not going to put me up? But Sam never said that. So then, you know, they start talking about how jury's going to be starting soon. And then Sam starts talking about real life jury duty. And this is just going on and on. So then eventually Rockstar brings up, can I ask you something? Did you not like the Girls Alliance idea? Because, I mean, Sam put up 2 girls this week. So Sam is like, no, I dig it. I just don't know that it's possible this season with this cast. Oh, Sam. She's like, we have JC, and we have all these in-betweens and question marks and non-typicals. We have, like, this great diverse cast. What? She's like, yeah, you know, we've got JC, and we have a lesbian, and, Sam, you know there's a difference between gender and, like, sexual orientation, right? Those are completely different. But she's asking, could JC be considered a part of it? I can't imagine the house without him. And Rockstar's like, sure, we can keep him around, whatever, just don't put me up. So then Sam is explaining why she nominated 2 girls this week. She was like, well, they're an obvious alliance. We're trying to split all those up. And, I mean, they just so happen to be girls. So, yeah, I mean, they talk for a few more minutes, but during that time, Sam, again, does not tell Rockstar that she's not going up. So she is definitely still an option. Alright, so then Bailey and Fessy were talking in the bathroom, and Bailey's got a bone to pick with him. She's like, I'm a little confused because I've noticed you treat Catelynn way better than you treat me. Which is messed up because Catelynn has treated him like crap. She's left him in the dark so many times, embarrassed him. What has Bailey done to Fessy to, you know, incur his attitude? So she's like, I spent the freaking night crying alone last night because I wanted to give you your space because you were being moody. And Fessy's like, do you want to talk about it? Really? So Bailey's like, no, I don't, but I do need you to stop being so freaking wishy-washy. Amen, okay? Oh my god. Ever since Fessy won this power veto, it's been exhausting. So anyway, Fessy doesn't think he's been wishy-washy or moody. What? Okay, they talk about Fessy's different options for the power veto. Obviously, he could use it on Haley, he could use it on Catelynn, or he could leave the nominations the same. So Bailey is like, well, Catelynn's got connections all around the house. Haley, not as much. It is possible to keep both of them safe this week because they are still numbers for their side, both of them. But you're going to have to talk to Sam. You're going to find out who the replacement nominee would be because we don't want someone better going up and going. So she also lets Fessy know that Sam told her she would not be the replacement. So Fessy's like, that's great. I love it. He feels a little bit more comfortable potentially using the veto now, knowing that Bailey will not be going up. Okay, so then Fessy is talking to Haley again about using the veto on her. I just feel like he's really trying to use this to be her, like, knight in shining armor so he can win her over. And the fact that she's like, you know what, you don't have to use it, is, like, killing him. Because he wants her to be like, please, please use it on me. Save me, sir. So he's not getting that. And I think it's really, like, killing him. So, again, she's like, you don't have to use it on me if you don't want to. I think I'll be safe against Catelynn. But she is worried about being up on the block. Because, I mean, look what happened the last 3 weeks. Their alliance thought they had the numbers. And then, what? They didn't. Okay, so Fessy is like, well, if I do use the veto on you, I want to make sure that Catelynn, you know, we're going to try and help her stay still. So then he's thinking maybe I'll call Catelynn out at the power veto ceremony in my speech so that people will think that we're not working together anymore. Y'all are fighting all the time anyway. What's the difference? So Haley advises him, like, first of all, she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. So then she's advising him not to talk to Catelynn about it before the ceremony because she will lose her freaking mind. And she will try to talk Fessy out of it. Because Catelynn is still thinking, she's still trying to manifest Fessy using the veto on her. So Fessy is like, yeah, I want to use it on you, Haley, but at the same time, he's nervous that Catelyn's not going to have the votes to stay this week if she still stays up on the block. All right, so then JC was talking to Fessy. He's still pushing him to leave the nominations the same because JC really wants Catelynn to go this week, and he's afraid that if Rockstar goes up, because he's figuring she's going to be the replacement, that Rockstar's going to go instead, and he doesn't want that. So they're chatting in the have-not room, and JC's really laying down the law here. He's like, if you use the veto, I can't talk game with you anymore. It's out of the question. You're making yourself a target. It would be such a dumb move. And he's saying the House does not want you to use the veto. And he's not even talking majority. He's talking everybody, which is not true. But Fessy's like, you know what? I don't want to do what the House wants. I want to do what I need to do. And I want my team to go up against the other team. So JC is like, well, I really want Catelynn to go. He says once Catelynn is gone, he's going to try to get into Tyler's pants. I don't know if he was joking or if like something was lost in translation or what, but it was really funny. So they were laughing about that. And then JC brings something up. He's like, I think that Catelynn told Tyler that she's in love with him and has feelings for him. Now, to put this into context for you guys, I think there is a little bit of gameplay here, a little bit of strategy for why JC is bringing this up with Fessy. Apparently, Bailey told JC, I believe it was early Sunday morning, that Catelynn told her, that Catelynn told Fessy that she has feelings for him, and that may be what Fessy was referring to when he was saying that he had like info about Catelynn that could mess up her life outside of the house. So I think that JC, having this knowledge, was bringing this up to Fessy to see if he would, you know, tell him about it, to see if he would own up to it. So there's also been some speculation on the internet that Catelynn and Fessy hooked up before the live feed started. I don't know if that's true. That could also be part of it. Who freaking knows? But Fessy does not say anything about that to JC. Okay, so then a little later, JC checks in with Tyler in the HOH room. I'm sure also he's trying to make Fessy jealous and want Catelynn to go. But anyway, JC checks in with Tyler in the HOH room, and he's like, I'm so freaking tired of trying to get Fessy to not use the veto. He's not listening to me, and it's super frustrating. So then JC tells Tyler, I heard from Bailey that Catelynn told Fessy that she has feelings for him. And JC is like, I think it's her strategy to tell all of the guys that she's got feelings for them so that they won't vote her out. And then JC asks Tyler, did Catelynn say that to you as well? And Tyler says, yes. And she definitely did. We've seen it. We saw the writing on the arms. We saw it all. We saw it all. So they are freaking cracking up about it because they're like, holy crap, is this for real? Is this really what this girl's doing right now? Honestly, I don't think it's strategy. I think she's just a mess. I think she's just a mess. Okay. So then this conversation was broken up by Brett. Did she say it to him too? Who freaking knows? But JC and Tyler talk again. And JC keeps saying that he wants to talk to Fessy before the power veto ceremony, wants to keep pushing him to leave the nominations the same. And Tyler's like, no, don't do that. It's too much. And eventually Tyler's like, okay, you can't tell anybody about this, but you need to stop pushing so hard because there is a chance that both nominees are going to stay this week. Now he's referring to Sam's power app. And JC wants more info. He's like, what do you mean? What do you know? Does somebody have a power? What's going on here? And he's like, yeah, there could be a power in play this week. And you don't want it to get back to Catelynn that you were campaigning so hard for her to go. So he's like, well, no more after the power veto ceremony. Sam, yes, Sam has a power, and she's going to tell him more about it after the ceremony. So JC's like, what? Okay, so then Haley and Angela, who's Angela? We're chatting on the hammock, and Angela's like, Fessy is gonna look like such a coward if he does not use the veto, because he like freaking begged Catelynn and Haley to pick him if they got house guest choice so he could play. So that if he doesn't use it, he's gonna look like such a freaking jerk. He told both nominees to pick him. So Haley's like, yeah, I'm gonna be super pissed if he doesn't save me because I'm the one that picked him. She could have picked somebody else to play if she knew he was gonna be like this. So then, I mean, they talk about that a little bit more. Then the conversation turns to Catelynn and how annoyed they are with her right now. They're like, she is freaking crazy, insane out there. Haley's like, I really thought that she was cool at first, but it's clear now she's got no interest in making relationships with any of the girls. She's always like draped over all the guys, and they're uncomfortable with how much she's all over them when she has a boyfriend back home. Not anymore. So they're like, I don't see how she could have a boyfriend when she leaves the house. But they're also like, she's always got to be the center of attention. It's super annoying. And Angela's like, when she was HOH and she was stomping around the house like a queen, I literally just wanted to throw her down the spiral staircase in her little HOH robe. Die, bitch. Oh my god! Who is Angela? That's a bit much. You don't have to get violent about it. That was like, damn. Okay, so moving on. In happier news, Rockstar apologized to Brett. Sam was really encouraging her to do this. Sam was also telling Brett, like, Rockstar wants to talk to you. If she's gonna apologize, just let her say it. Just let her get it out. Even if you're just, like, singing show tunes in your head. You don't have to listen to her. Just, you know, stare at her while she's talking. So Brett's like, fine. Okay, so the feed switched this conversation, like, right at the tail end. So we didn't get to hear the full thing. But when they came to this conversation, Rockstar's like, you know, I'm not proud of the way that I responded to you. I'm very, very sorry. And Brett's like, I really appreciate your apology. Thank you. I respect that. So then Rockstar's like, I still don't know why you said what you said in his eviction speech, but that's not what this is about. You know, I'm just trying to apologize for what I did. So then she also tells him, I see that you're a bright light in this house and you make a lot of people happy. And I appreciate that. And I like that you're a musician. So Brett was just like, okay, thanks. So, I mean, it's still awkward between the two of them, but at least it's not like, you know? Okay. So then, I mean, the rest of the night, Fessy continued to be wishy-washy, but we know that he's planning on saving Haley. So Sam comes over to talk to him, and she wants to know if he's going to use it or not. She's like, you don't even have to tell me who you would use it on. I just want to know if you're planning on using it at all. So he's like, well, who would the replacement nominee be if I did use it? And Sam's like, I don't know yet. I'm just a welder. No, she's like, I don't know yet. You know, you got to tell me what you're going to do and then I can think about it. So neither of them want to budge on this. But Fessy's like, well, if I don't know who the replacement nominee is, then I'm going to lean more towards using it because I don't want to have to choose between Catelynn and Haley on eviction night. Okay. So Sam is like, well, I told you this earlier. You can either save one person or you can save a bunch of people. You know, you could piss off the people on the block and make everybody else happy, or vice versa. So she's like, how much does this person that you'd be saving mean to you in this game? You got to think about that. So Fessy's like, I don't know. He says he's like 70% leaning towards using it, but he'll tell her in the morning for sure. Okay, so then Fessy and Haley discuss the veto for the millionth time at like 3 a.m. This conversation went on for a long time. But basically, Haley feels like she would be safe on the block against Catelynn, but there's always that chance that the votes could flip and she would be really sad if she got evicted. But she doesn't want Rockstar to go up in her place. She wants Rockstar to stay in this game. So she's worried that if Rockstar goes up, she's gonna go home against Catelynn. So Fessy's like, all right, well, tell me what to do. He's really helpful. So, I mean, eventually, Fessy basically tells Haley that she's gonna have to agree to be his ride or die if he's gonna use this veto on her. So she's like, oh, wait a second. She brings up how Fessy is always calling Catelynn his ride or die. So what does that even mean? And he's like, well, I'd be picking you over Catelynn, so you're my ride or die. So then she's like, all right, I need more details here. Like, what does this entail? And he's like, well, I don't really want you playing with other guys' hair anymore. He brings up all the massages that she gets from Brett. He says that she's throwing her head in all these guys' laps. So this is not sitting well with Haley, and it shouldn't. She's like, what the frig? You're trying to use this to stop me from associating with the other guys. You're trying to cut off my relationships with all them, which are all platonic, by the way. So she's pissed about that, and she should be. That's really creepy how Fessy's like, ugh, I don't like it. He's trying to use this to, like, get her into a showmance with him, and it's gross. So today, they had the power veto ceremony. Thank the Lord! I feel like this is the longest wait from the competition to the ceremony. It's been so much. So Fessy used the power veto on Haley. Sam put up Rockstar, which means it's Rockstar versus Catelynn on the block. So Sam also, as promised, told everybody about her power. She's like, it expired last week, so now the person that's evicted this week is automatically going to have a chance to come back into the house. But we're not sure what that chance entails exactly. I mean, we are. They're not. We know that that person is going to have to complete a challenge to get back into the game. But they have no idea what's going to happen. Is it a battle back? Like, what's the deal? Of course, Bailey is really hoping it's going to be a battle back so that Swaggy will come back. But it's not. Okay, so Sam is really emotional. She's going around explaining to people why she didn't use it in previous weeks. She's like, are you mad at me, Brett, that I didn't save Winston? And he's like, no. So she says she came so close to using it on Winston last week, but she didn't just in case she was in trouble the following week. She didn't want to regret using it on somebody else when she could have been in danger. So she was then saying, like, she wanted to win this HOH so that she could have some control over who was going to get the opportunity to come back this week. So she's like, it's not even a good power. It doesn't even make sense. It's just stupid. It's annoying. I think it would have been a pretty sweet power if she actually needed it, right? Okay, so now it's out there that Sam did not use her power before. Remember, Catelynn had that theory that Sam had this power to flip the votes, and nobody actually betrayed anybody last week, and it was just Sam using her power? No, now they know. Somebody freaking flipped their votes. So you know people are going to be trying to figure that out over the next few days. I'm sure it's going to stir up a lot of drama. Whew, there were a lot of tears following this ceremony. Rockstar was pretty teary-eyed, but nothing can compare to Catelynn. So Catelynn is freaking sobbing in the lounge room with Fessy. I don't even understand how she still has tears left. I feel like a lot of times it's fake though, because you know when people cry a lot and their eyes are like really puffy and stuff, and like they have really bad headaches? I don't feel like Catelyn's ever suffering from that. I think we're seeing a lot of crocodile tears from her, but she's like, I didn't do anything to you, I just stood up for myself. She's referring to when she got rid of Swaggy, because Fessy is still not over that. Should he be? I don't think so. So Fessy's like, well, it did really affect my game. And Catelyn's like, for the better, in a good way. You're not part of a duo anymore. So Catelyn's like, I know where you stand now. Fessy asks, where is that? And Catelynn says, not with me. So she says she doesn't even know where Fessy's going to vote now. And she's still supposed to work with him moving forward. What's the deal? I can't believe you played me like that. Fessy says, I didn't. I want to save both of you. You still have 4 days to secure these votes. You can do it. So Catelyn's like, I just want to be by myself right now. Can you go? So it also sounds like from the conversations that we're hearing right after the ceremony that Sam was actually planning on putting up JC. Not because she doesn't like him, but because she thought that he would be completely safe against Catelynn. But it also sounds like JC talked to her at the last minute and was like, don't freaking do that. It's not good. You know, and what if Catelynn has the power? It's not going to be good. So Sam did not end up putting JC, but wow, that would have been really wild. So we're going to pick it up there tomorrow. It's going to be wild. So grab your popcorn. I'm scared. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.